guys, you are able to see my screen and are able to hear me. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Vishal.
Yeah, Rajni, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There's no power at home, so I've connected from my phone.
Okay. Fine. Fine, Rajni. And what about
Okay.
Suganya?
No.
Yeah. So how long you can hold the battery?
Till it's switched off. But I'm also waiting for the power. Let
Okay.
us see how it goes. Okay.
Okay. Or
Yeah. I'll,
no, you don't. If that by any chance you don't want to have the class, that's also fine with me. No problem.
no problem. I till the battery is there, I can join.
Sure, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Thanks, Rajni. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So Suganya, you're there and you're able to hear me?
Yes, Vishal, I could.
Okay, perfect, Suganya. Thanks a lot. Just a minute, Suganya.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
And again, today I'm attending from my office, guys. Okay, so there were some intermittent issues with my broadband back home, so I'm talking to you guys from the office. Okay, so that's the thing. So we'll just revise some of the things what we already learned. Okay. Now, first question, guys. Okay, did we discuss about something called as this keyword? Anything called as this keyword? Did we discuss?
No, Vishal, it is not
No,
there.
right? Okay. And but I discussed about uh, global and local variables, and I have also discussed about objects. Correct? And just a minute, guys. Okay, global and local variables we have discussed, and we have discussed about the objects. Okay, and I believe I have not discussed about the constructors as well. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tell you guys what is constructors. Okay, so just a minute, guys. Let the eclipse load. Okay. Okay, now let me create a project called Java project. I'll just create B26. Okay, B26, and let me click next, and let me click finish, guys. So first of all, let me just create something called as package com.merge dot construct one. Okay, construct one, and let me create a new class, yeah, a new class. Let me just create it, and the class name what I'm gonna give is, say, student class. Okay, student class. Now when I say student class, I might have some variables. Okay, for the student class some properties, say string name and string int roll number. Okay, these are the properties. And say I have one more class called as create obj class. Okay, create obj class, and if I say student, I say student s equal to new of student. Okay, new of student. Now if I say, when I say new of student, and if I say sysout s dot name and sysout s dot roll number. Okay, can you guys tell me what is the output of this particular program? This is my student class, guys. Okay, just a minute. This is my student class, and that's the create object class. Okay, can you guys tell me what will be the output?
Vishal, for name, nothing. Roll number should be 0 because nothing is initialized.
Okay, what about the name?
It will be null, like nothing will
Yeah,
be there.
null, correct.
It's not.
So we discussed already about this, right? I mean, no, just wanted to understand that.
Probably the memory address.
Yeah. So memory address is for this one, SYSOVT, and if you try to print the object itself, it will print me the memory address. Did we discuss all these things, or we are yet to discuss? That's what I wanted to confirm.
We discussed.
We discussed this, right? Okay. And did I tell you guys what is static variable and what is non-static variable? Static and non-static. No, correct?
No,
No.
not discussed.
Okay. So first of all, we will learn what is static variable and what is non-static variable. Okay. Thanks, Rajni. So first of all, one thing you have to know how you can see when you say student s equals to new of student, we are basically creating a student object, and how it happens, in the memory. In the memory, you guys will want to see an object like this. Okay, an object like this. Okay, and there will be a variable called s, variable s. Okay, just a minute, guys. Okay, variable s. Now how you are saying that yes is pointing to this particular object. Okay, say this object is at location. This is the location of this address in the memory on your RAM, and there will be some location it will be created, right? This will be the location. Okay, not this, guys, just a minute. This is the location, guys. Okay, at which this particular object will be created. Okay, and it has two properties, correct? String name and int roll number. Okay, how you gonna see it in the thing is like this is how it will be. Okay, name will be assigned to null and roll number will be assigned to value of 0. Okay, and how do we say that this s is pointing to this particular object is because yes will hold s will hold this memory location, guys. Okay, s will hold this memory location. That is how we say that variable s, okay, variable s is pointing to this particular object. That is how we say it, guys, because s holds this memory address of this particular object. Okay, and that is why we say s is pointing to this object. Okay, now say you are in the next line, say once you do this, say in the next line you are saying s dot name equals to 555. Sorry, s dot name, you are saying maybe Suganya. Okay, this is what you are saying probably. Now what happens is, as soon as this line gets executed, instead of this null right here, instead of this null, Suganya will be printed, guys. Okay, instead of this null, it will be Suganya will be printed. Okay, that's how it happens. Okay, in the same way, if you say yes dot roll number equals to 100, instead of this zero, you will gonna see 100 over here. Okay, that is how it behaves in the backend, guys. Okay, this is how it behaves in the backend. Okay, so that is exactly what I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, right now using something called as debugging. Okay, and we will see it step by step, guys. Say yes for yes out. I say yes dot name, I'm printing yes dot name and name. In the same way we are printing yes dot roll number. Okay, these are the two things I'm printing, and after this I am printing these two things. Okay, so if you see, this will be the output, guys. Okay, first it will be null and 0, then it will be Suganya and 100. Okay, let me show this same thing in a debug view. Okay, I'm not sure whether I already told you how to debug, but don't worry how to debug as of now, no need to worry. I'm just right clicking, I'm saying debug as Java application. Okay, okay, now say if you go to the variable section, what only one variable that you see is args. It says something called as args, args. Okay, don't worry what is this args. I have not taught you about the arrays. Okay, as of now just ignore this args. Okay, but concentrate on except for these args. Okay, concentrate on anything else that it comes up. Okay, say I have not executed line number 6. Okay, let me just execute this line number 6, and you will want to see something will appear in this section. Okay, in this in variable section. Okay, let me just go ahead and execute it. See, s has come. It gives you some memory address. Okay, if you expand this s, you can say name equals to null, roll number equals to 0. This is how, when you create an object, this is how, because this is how it happens. Okay, and one more thing that you have to know is, just a minute, guys. Okay, one more thing what you guys need to know is, name is a global variable. It is of type string, and roll number is also a global variable. It is of type integer. And global variables, even when we don't initialize to some value, these will be initialized to some default value. Okay, some default value it will be initialized to. Okay, and that is what it's happening. If it is a string, it will be initialized to null, and if it is an integer, it will be initialized to 0. Okay, that is what we have seen. So far good, guys, no problem. Now line number 7 and 8, what I'm doing, I'm just printing. Okay, let me execute line number 7. It will gonna print this null. Line number 8, it will gonna print me 0. Okay, Now coming back to variable section, I have still that object S. It has two properties, name and roll number. Name will be assigned a value of null, roll number will be assigned a value of 0 guys. Okay. Now next thing is I'm executing s dot name equals to Suganya. So I'm saying for this object S, you change the name from something to Suganya. Okay, something is what right now it is null. So let's see guys what happens. You have to concentrate on here. Okay, here. Okay, this null will be changed to something. Okay, that is what you guys need to see guys. Okay, if I execute this line, see, it got changed from null to Suganya. Okay, this is exactly what is happening guys. This is what I told you. Okay, when you execute this line number 9, it will be changed, this particular value will be changed from null to Suganya. Okay, and in the same way, if I execute line number 10, it will be again roll number will be changed from 0. Right now the roll number is 0, that is what you guys see here. Okay, see here it's 0, but it will be changed from 0 to 0 to 100 when I execute line number 10 guys. See, it's showing like 100. Okay, this is what is happening. Okay, this is how the state of the object gets changed guys. Okay, and this is what is happening in the background. Okay, when you run the program you might not see all these things, it will be so quick, but this is what is happening in the background guys. Okay, now if you print this, since s dot name has Suganya, see here it is Suganya, and in the same way see here Suganya and it is 100. Okay, so same thing will be printed guys. Okay, see Suganya and 100. Any doubt guys so far, anything that is bothering you? And this is how an object behaves, and this is what you need to understand guys. Okay, this is the fundamental for understanding all the object oriented concepts of Java. If you understand this, you will be able to understand everything in the future. Any doubts you guys can ask me. No doubt. Okay, perfect. Now if you don't have, let me just go in here.
Vishal, one doubt.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Vishal, before pointing the s dot roll number and s dot name,
Mm-hmm.
the s object will be pointing to one memory location, right? The memory address.
Okay, let's do it nicely. Okay, say just a minute. Okay, debugging Java application. Okay, touching yes. Now I have no, let me go to variables tab. If I execute this line, S object got created. Okay, and it is pointing to memory address 1615099. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So until and unless we associate roll number and the name with s object, it will be pointing to memory location, right?
It will always,
Until
even
and
after.
unless we associate
Mhm.
even.
No, no. See, now it is pointing to. It is, yes is pointing to. See, this is, it's a physical memory location where this. See what happens when you execute this line number 6, right? Your JVM will allocate this memory address. Okay, this memory address. Okay, that is here in this case. What is that memory address? 1615099.
Hmm.
It will allocate something like this. Just a minute.
So some memory location to s object.
Correct. So just 1 minute. Okay, so see, this is that memory location. Okay, say it thinks that, you know, 1 minute.
irrespective of the variables declared in the class, right?
Correct, correct.
Like,
Irrespective of the variables
yeah.
declared in the class.
So
Okay.
initially it will be pointing to memory address.
Always it will be
If
pointing to
we
memory.
S objects with any variables, then uh,
Mhm.
okay.
See, see,
So
now what happens is it will first check the student object. Okay, object has what? One name and roll number. Okay, say your JVM thinks that to save any name and roll number, it might need, you know, around these five memory addresses, okay, to store both name and the roll number, these five memory addresses. Okay, so your JVM will go ahead and block these memory addresses, guys. It will go ahead and block these memory addresses. Okay, for whose use? For this particular object called yes. All these memory address will be blocked, and the variable s will be assigned to the this first memory address. Variable s will be pointing to the first memory address. Okay, this is how it happens. Now ask me a question. Go ahead.
okay. So if you can go back to the Excel sheet,
Okay,
uh, here yes has the memory address of the first one highlighted.
correct.
So where will name and roll number be located here? Will
Okay,
it be located here, or S is pointing to roll number and name?
okay,
That is confusing me.
that is confusing. Okay, now say, yes is a string. Sorry, name is a string. Correct. Name is a string. Okay. Say it takes 4 bytes. Okay, four, say this is 1 byte, this is second byte, this is third byte, this is fourth byte, this is fifth byte. Say how your JVM will allocate memories. It will calculate, okay, this student object, okay, has two properties. One is name and one is, that is, one is string. Okay, one is string and one is integer. Correct. It will say, okay, so normally to store a string object, how much memory address will be needed? Say 4 bytes are needed. Okay, 4 bytes are needed. For storing the integer, say it needs only 1 byte. Okay, so it will allocate totally how many bytes it needs. It needs 5 bytes. So it will allocate these 5 bytes to this object name s. Okay, this is the first thing. Now your question is, okay, so s is pointing to this. Okay, where this name variable will reside. Correct. Name and what is that? Roll number. Okay, whether when you store some roll number, will it be occupying any of these space, or it will occupy somewhere else? That is what is the question. Say I say roll number equals to 100. So will I be storing this 100 in any one of these memory location, or I will be storing this 100 at some other memory location? Is this your question? Rajni?
Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, Vishal.
this okay. Then
Sorry, I was
yeah,
on mute.
then answer for your question is this name, this name variable will occupy any of, say name is a string, correct, and it says string is taking uh, string is occupying, say, uh, 4 bytes. Okay, so out of these uh, you know 5 bytes, okay, any of the 4 bytes will be taken by string, and remaining 1 byte will be taken by, say, integer. That roll number will be stored, maybe 100 will be stored here. Okay, something like this. Okay, and say you are giving one name. Okay, say name equals to what we give, what name we have given, Suganya. So Suganya will be stored in this memory location, guys. This is what is happening. This is exactly what is happening. Behind the scene, this is exactly what you're gonna see. Any doubt, uh, Rajini, or did I confuse you?
No, it's perfect, Krishna.
Okay, okay, yes. So say if at all the student class has say say one more thing, okay, full name, okay, something like full name. Then say student class will have something called as college name. So if at all there is a student class, then it will allocate more memory. As your variables increase, the memory will be more memory will be allocated when you create the object. When you create the object, okay, memory will be more memory will be allocated. Okay, that is the thing, guys. Okay, depending on how many say here, say in this particular case, how many things are there? You have three strings, okay, and consider each of the string is occupying 4 bytes. So probably you will do this. Probably you will uh, these four, say these four, these four, okay, probably these four and these four, okay. So next four might be for full name, okay, these four might be for full name, and last four might be for college name, guys. Okay, so this is how it goes ahead and allocates the memory, guys. Okay, this is how it goes ahead and allocates the memory. Okay, so that is all about it. That is all about memory allocation. Okay, so nothing more than this, guys. Okay, when we talk about memory allocation, there is nothing more than this. Okay, this is how the memory would say tomorrow you say s dot full name equals to something. This is where it will be saved. Say you saying s dot full name equals to Vishal Rane, you might save somewhere like this. Okay, and give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Just 1 minute. Okay, so this is what it is. This is how the memory will be allocated. And when you initialize the things, okay, say tomorrow you are saying uh, s dot college name equals to, say you are saying uh, RVC. So RVC, like this, it will be initialized, guys. Okay, this is exactly how it happens. And as long as you don't initialize, okay, it will be just empty. Okay, it will be empty, but memory address will be allocated. Okay, these memory address will not be taken by any other object. Okay, this is just for object s, object s, and object s will be pointing to the first memory address. Okay, that is the thing, guys. All right, okay, now if you guys understood this, there is a major thing that you need to know. What is the difference between, let me just remove this. What is the difference between, if I say static, and what if I don't put static? What happens? That is the thing. Okay, so you guys should be knowing right now what is a static variable and what is a non-static variable. Okay, just a minute guys, just store this. Alright, see what happens when I say something called as static and when I don't make it as static. This is fundamental to know guys, okay? And believe me, the actual difference between static and non-static, 90% of the selenium guys, okay, and not just around 99% of the selenium guys will not be able to answer this, and even 90% of the Java developers itself will not know this guys, okay? First difference, when I say static, okay, when I say let me just create one more package called as stat non-stat, okay, stat non-stat. Okay, I have say a class which has one property as static, one more property as non-static, okay, and I create the object of that particular class. Say I'm not creating the object of that particular class. First thing you have to know, can we access any of these property without creating the object guys? So question is, can we access the property of a class without creating the object? Okay, without creating the object means, say we are doing student student s equal to name of student. Okay, this is what I'm doing guys, okay, and then how I am accessing the property s dot name, s dot name, okay, equals to, say I want to print this s dot name, say SYSOUT. In the same way I can say s dot roll number. This is how I will access the property, okay, roll number. But I don't want to create the object of a class without creating the object. Can we access the elements, class elements guys? That's the question, and the answer is it depends. It depends whether the property is static variable or non-static variable. It depends on these things guys, whether it's a static variable or it's a non-static variable. Just a minute guys, what happened to that? Coming up, okay, tomorrow we'll see. Yeah, go ahead. Bye-bye. Okay, it depends whether it's a static property or non-static property. Say let me not create an object guys, okay. If it is a static property, if static property can be accessed without creating the object guys, without creating the object, okay. However, non-static property, okay, this is how. And now you might ask how to access a static property. It's simple, just the class name dot property name. That's it guys. If you print, you can print this if you want. So SOUT. That's it guys. If say I'm hard coding this value, okay, normally it will not be hard coded. Say Rajni, okay, and say roll number is 99, okay. If I can do like this, if since name is a non-static, the static property, but if I remove the static keyword, it will give you the error. You can access it using class name only when it's a static property. If I run this, it will print me Rajni, okay. See, but non-static property, however, non-static property cannot be accessed by accessed without creating the object. Non-static property cannot be accessed without creating the object fields. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, you cannot say student dot, see, only name is coming. Okay, so non-static property can be accessed, just a minute again, accessed, non-static property can be accessed only by creating the object of that class guys. Okay, object of that class. Understood or any doubt? Okay, as shown below. Okay, how student s equal to new student. Okay, now you can say SYSOUT s dot roll number, and static property can be accessed directly also and with object also. Okay, you can create the object, you have both the options. Okay, you can directly access and you can also create a call it with object. Okay, both the options for static property. Name is a static property, correct? Name is a static property. This is what it is guys. Okay, that's all about it, static or non-static. But I will tell you guys, this answer out of 100, everyone gives this answer guys. If you ask any Selenium developer, at least 50% will be able to ask this. Yeah, so Rajni is saying for static variable, can we change the value? And this is one of the major confusion. Okay, and really this is a really good question. Okay, one more thing. Okay, those don't those who don't have any clue, okay, you guys are learning Java, okay, that's fine. But say a Selenium developer worked for last 2 years and he has no clue static and non-static, okay, and some by mistake if we ask them, no, this is one of the answers. Static is something we cannot change the value. That is what they are saying. They go by literal English meaning. Okay, that is what they go by. Okay, and believe me guys, okay, I'm saying out of around 160 interview candidates I have seen, okay, somewhere around 150, you can say at least 90 time I got this answer, guys. 90 time I got this answer, and remaining remaining out of 160, if you go 90, remaining around 65, they gave me this answer, which is a correct answer. But okay, and answer to Rajni's question is yes, we can change the value of static variable or non-static variable. It doesn't matter. We can definitely change. But do you think, guys, the Sun microsystem or Java must have brought in this static non-static concept just to access it? I told you static can be accessed like this, non-static can be accessed like this. Only this one was the concept, or there was some other concept? No, guys. They have brought in static and non-static not for how you will access it, not for this reason. If this was the reason, why they will go ahead and make it two different things? But actual reason is something else, guys. That is what we will say. And believe me, guys, the actual reason I get I got this answer only from two of the candidates, okay, and both got selected, by the way, okay. Two of the candidates, okay. And if you even decent Java developer will not have the answer. He will definitely answer these things, but he will not give the proper answer. The proper answer is what we're gonna see next, okay. What we're gonna see next, okay. That is what. But for your question, yes, you can change the value of static property. Say you can definitely say name is a static property, right? S dot name. Why it is not giving? Okay. S dot name. Okay. Name. You can say Vishal. It's perfectly fine, guys. And here also you can say yes. Sorry. Student dot name. Anyway, you can change it. There is nothing called as static variable. We cannot change the thing. Okay. Rajani, say you are making it Rajani at the beginning, and then first you are printing, okay, then say you are printing it again after changing it to Rajani. After changing it to Vishal, you are printing it again. You can print it in any ways, guys. You can print it like this, or you can print it like this. Okay. So it should first print me null, then it should print me Rajani, then it should print me 0 for this roll number, then again it should print me Rajani, at last it should print me Vishal. See here Rajani, just a minute, guys. Oh, I have hard coded it here. Okay, let me not hard code it. Okay, let me not hard code it, guys. Okay, so if without hard coding, if I check, see, first it will print me null, then I will change it to Rajani. So I'm printing it again, so it is printing me Rajani. Then I am printing this roll number, which is 0, it is printing it. Then I am printing s dot name, which is Rajani. You had changed it, so it will again print Rajani. Then I am again changing it to Vishal, and again printing it, so it is Vishal. So you can definitely change the value of static property, guys. You can definitely change the value of static property. Absolutely no doubt about it. Okay, but this is not the actual difference, guys. Okay, between static and non-static. The actual difference is here. Actual difference is what I'm gonna show you. Okay, how it happens I will show you. before that, you guys need to answer me some of the questions. Okay. All of you know that we can create S1 equals to name of student. This is one of the object. In the same way, you can create hundreds of these objects, correct? Yes, say second object is S2, third object is S3. Okay, like this you can create hundreds of the object. And as we discussed here, each object will have its separate memory location, guys. Okay, say this is like 17, and here also it is 17, like this. So what I'm trying to say is each of these will have, say, S1, S2, and I say S3. Okay, only two things we are considering. So it is something like this. Okay, say this is S1, this will be S2, this will be S3. Okay, guys, and if I print SYS over 10, S1, S2, and S3. S1, S2, S3. Each one will have a different memory address because each one will be assigned a different memory location. And say S1 is pointing to, say, okay, S1 is pointing to, S1 will have value what? This value. Okay, so this is say 82, 92, okay, again 92, okay, like this. Okay, so each has a different thing. And this one is S1, your S3 is pointing to maybe this one. Okay, and that's how you say that S1 is pointing to, S1 is pointing to this object, S2 is pointing to this object, and S3 is pointing to this object. Okay, we have already discussed this. Now consider a scenario. Okay, consider a scenario. You are creating Aadhaar card for all the citizens of India. Okay, let me not take this uh, student as an example. I'm not sure about the spelling, guys. Okay, I'm really bad at the spelling. Okay, so don't mind. Okay, say this is what according to me is the thing. Okay, this is the, you are creating the Aadhaar card. Okay, one is name and another one is say card number. Okay, this is Aadhaar card number, ADHAR, Aadhaar card number. And the third one is say string country. Okay, string country. Okay, so you are creating an application for storing Aadhaar details for all the citizens of India. Now in the memory there will be a table, guys. Okay, believe me, there will be a table called citizen table. Okay, this is how your behind the scene it works. There will be table called citizen. Okay, sorry if at all spelling is wrong. Okay, and there will be three columns. Okay, if you guys know some at least basics about SQL. Okay, there are something called as columns in every table in SQL. Okay, country, country, and we know for sure this particular thing it's made for India, so everywhere it will be India. Okay, for all the things it will be India. Card number might start with 0001. Okay, it might go all till some 99 crores, sorry, 123, around 130 crores people are there in India. Okay, say 130 crores, and name will be say name 1, say name 2. Okay, like this names are there. Okay, name 2, name 3, like this it goes. Now the question to all of you is, just a minute, name 1, this is name 2. Question to all of you guys is, only these things same, it's not one. Okay, Aadhaar number 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, so each one will have different Aadhaar card number. Okay, some names might be repeated. Okay, there might be one more Rajini from somewhere else, but one thing is for sure, you can say that country column always will have India because you are creating this application specifically for India. Now tell me guys, is it making sense to store this in database? When you know for sure it is India, why every time you have to read it from the database? Why every time you have to read it from the database? Because you know it is India. That is the thing, guys. So what is the choice? These kinds of things, if there is a property which is shared by, say this is one of the object. Okay, this is how the objects will be represented in the database. Okay, each of the each of the object has three properties. One is name property, one is card number, Aadhaar card number property, third one is country property. But you know, for all the objects, okay, all 1 lakh, sorry, 130 crores object or 130 crores rows, if you talk about the database, 130 crores rows, everywhere it will be India, that you know guys. So it makes sense to keep something like this as a static, and I will tell you why it is static, why this thing alone is static. I have not told you. Okay, that is what I'm gonna explain you, and that is the real difference between static and non-static, guys. That is the real difference between static and non-static. Now say this is not static for a while, say it is not static, and if I execute, if I debug this particular program, run as Java application, sorry, debug as Java application, I want you guys to be carefully look at these things. Okay, variables. Yes, one has, just a minute guys. Oh, I don't want to make anything static. Okay, say I don't want to make anything static. Okay, say debug as Java application. This is what I'm making. Yes, one has three properties: Aadhaar card number, country, and name. Yes, two also, if I want to, okay, or else let me show it here. Okay, say this is the thing. S3 also has three properties. Okay, S1 has three properties, S1 has three properties. That is Aadhaar card number, country, name. S2 also a different object. It has three properties. S3 also has three properties. But each of these objects are at different memory location. S1 is at this memory location. It ends with 5099. S2 is at this memory location, which says 1C96. S3 at different. Okay, so you guys are convinced that these three are three different objects. Okay, three different objects. Now I will show you in memory how they will look like. Okay, and understand guys, none of the properties are static property. I have said all these properties are non-static. I did not say static here. So this is how it will look like in the memory. There will be one object, there will be one more object, there will be one more object guys. Okay, these are the three objects that you can see, and it will be say it, it is S1 object. Okay, and it is at what memory location guys? This is the memory location. Okay, then again we have S2 object. This is the memory location for the S2 object. In the same way, S3 object, this is the memory location. S3 object, this is the memory location. And most important thing you have to know is each has Aadhaar card number, name and country. Each has these three properties. Okay, even though these properties are initialized to 0, sorry, just a minute, these properties are initialized to null or 0, that's fine. Okay, just a minute. But you can very well say that there are these three properties are there, and these three properties are assigned. This one, since it is a string, it is assigned a value of null. It will be Aadhaar card number, it's an int, it will be assigned a 0 because we are not initializing it. Country is again null at the beginning. Okay, this is how your each of your this one will look like. This one, now this one, now this one. Each of these three things will look like. All of you are agreeing, or is there any other concern here? And you say non-static, this is how it will look like. And tomorrow you are saying, say on line number 12, okay, yes, say you are saying yes1 dot name equals to say Rajani, then what will gonna happen? Only for S1 object, only for S1 object, only for S1 object, only for S1 object, name will be changed from null to Rajani, but it will not be changed for S2 or S3 object. In the same way, if at all you are saying S1 dot country equals to India, only for S1 object, country will be changed from null to null to India. Okay, just a minute. Okay, it will be changed from null to India, guys. All of you are agreeing this particular thing. But if you say SYSOUT, Just a minute, guys. If you say SYSOUT, system.out.println. Oh, what's happening here, guys? SYSOUT, something is wrong. Let me close and reopen, guys. D softwares, Eclipse Journal, Eclipse. Okay, there was some problem, so I had to restart my Eclipse. Let me try it again. SYSOUT. Okay, if I say yes to dot country, it will give me, definitely it will give me null, because I am changing it only for S1 object. I am not changing it for S2 object. Okay, all of you believe it, guys, or is there any doubt here? If there is no doubt, then it's fine. You guys are able to understand that. Okay, so when you change, it will change for that particular object. Okay, and this is when, you know, all the three properties are non-static. This is when all the three properties are non-static. Name is non-static, Aadhaar card number is non-static, and country is also non-static. This is what it gives. This is how it will be. Okay, when you have your class something like this, and your class looks something like this, this is how it will behave. Okay, okay, all static, all non-static variable. Just a minute, guys. All non-static variables, this is what you're gonna see, guys. Okay, my customer. Yeah, sorry, guys. Now this is how it will look like, guys. Okay, when everything is non-static. Okay, when you don't put that static keyword here, it becomes non-static automatically. Okay, fine. Say what happens moment I do, and this is what we have seen, guys. You know, this is exactly what we have seen when we have debugged. Okay, and when we have debugged, you guys saw S1 has three properties, S2 has three properties, S2 has three properties, and S3 has three properties. That is what we have seen. But let me do, okay, remember this, guys, everything has three properties. Let me do a little change. What is that change? What I want to do is, I want to say country as a static property. Okay, static property. Now let me debug the same program and you guys will want to see the difference. See, S1 has only two properties, Aadhaar card name. S2 has two properties. S3 also has only two properties. Then where the hell is country property? That's the question, guys. Okay, that is what you guys should be thinking. Correct? When you read some books, or some go through online tutorials, they will say static property belongs to doesn't belong to belongs doesn't belong to objects. This is what they will say. That is true, guys. When you say there is a static property, it will not be part of your objects. Then how come you are able to change it? If at all it's not a part of your object. Say S1, I'm changing a S1 to S1 equals to India. But if at all it is not the part of your object, then how come you are changing it? That's what we're gonna see next. Okay, I will create something called as country as static variable. Okay, I'm changing this, guys, country as a static variable, and I will just do edit here. Now you guys see how it differs. Okay, say all three objects are having, still objects will have some memory address. That is fine, guys. Okay, object wise it will not behave. Okay, it will have some memory address. All three will have different memory addresses. Okay, that's what we saw. But country property is not part of these objects, guys. Country is not part of these objects. That is what we are seeing, because country is a static. See, only Aadhaar card number and name are the properties. So where is this country? Country, it's a string, right? Or anything. Okay, even if it is integer, it will be represented by a separate small object. And all these objects, just a minute, guys. All these objects on this object, all these objects will be pointing to this object. So whatever I'm saying, shared, this one static, it will be shared by all the objects. And here you will have something called as country. Here you will have something called as country. It will be a shared property. Now when it is a shared property, what happens is, if any one object, here I'm saying s1 dot country equals to India. Since you are changing this one to India, this I'm changing it to India. What happens is, for all, since it is shared for all the properties, if you say even s2 dot country, it will print India. You wanna see these guys? See F6. Okay. Console I'm saying you s2 dot country also it is showing India, but I have changed only for s1. Let me remove the static keyword. It will be null. Okay. it will be null. But if I make it as static, since the shared property, any one object initializes it, it will be excessive. Now it is saying India. So even if you have 10,000 such objects and any one object says that object dot country equals to say Philippines, for all the objects country will be changed to Philippines, guys. This is the major difference between static and non-static. And what happens, since static you are making it separate, what's going to happen is, for every object, say I said every object, you have three properties. One is name, Aadhaar card number, and what it is, one more, country. Okay, if country was not a static, then four more bytes might be needed for that, for representing the country. Four more bytes might be needed for representing the country. Here also four more bytes might be needed. But since you are making country as a common property, only one byte will be taken, and you will have some other memory, okay, some other memory like this, okay, like this, and all these things will be pointing to this memory address. Okay, that is how you are static. Or else here you are only say 10,000, the 10,000 objects are there, you will have 10,000 plus this 4, 10,004 memory feeds. If it was a non-static, then you will have 10,000 into 4, that is 4,000 bytes. So here you can imagine how much memory that we are saving, guys. We are saving very huge memory. Are you guys able to understand whatever I am talking, or is it confusing? Feel free, guys. Rajni, Suganya, is it confusing? It's clear? Suganya? It's confusing? Yeah? Yes? Suganya, your yes was for no. Okay, fine. Okay. So this memory saving is the main concept for which the static and non-static were introduced, guys. Not for just accessing purpose. Means static you can access by class name dot property name. No, that was not the concept behind it. Actually they have introduced this something called as static and something called as non-static because of these reasons. They wanted to save memory wherever it is possible, and it is true, guys. Okay, when you know that this particular thing, what is that, country column, it's a common column. Okay, country column is a common column, and it's like for all the rows this will be same, that is it will be India everywhere. So why you want to save it in a database, and why you want to make things complicated? They will make it as static. Okay, and if you go to, if at all you are a developer, they will make something called as transient, guys. Transient. Okay, don't worry what is transient, just I'm just trying to give you this one. Okay, so uh, they make it as static. It's a static is one more, the transient is kind of a static itself. Okay, there is little difference. Okay, but this is what is the thing, guys. Okay, static property, that's the reason they say static property or static variable doesn't belong to any object, but it belongs to the class. Okay, so the first thing, the almost 50% of the people will answer. First thing in the sense, they will say what is the difference between static and non-static. They will say static can be accessed without even creating the object, but non-static you have to create the object. This is what they will say. This is exactly what they will say, guys. But this is not the actual. Yeah, this is not wrong. I'm saying this is true. But this is not the actual difference. The real difference. Why Oracle or Sun Microsystem came up with this is because of this reason. Okay, they wanted to save memory wherever it is possible. Okay, and this, you guys have to understand about these objects, static, non-static, because if you understand these things, you will almost understand everything what I'm talking about. Okay, and the future, whatever I'm gonna discuss, it will be very easy, guys. Okay, that is the main thing. This is about the static and non-static, guys. And for today, we will not be studying anything else. Okay, but tomorrow when I ask the questions on static and non-static, you should be able to answer, guys. Okay, say I'm saying something like, now you just answer me, guys. Okay, I have three objects. I have three objects, and I'm saying yes, y, yes, o, u, t. Okay, I'm saying yes, 2 dot name equal to Suganya, and I'm saying yes, 3 dot country equal to India. Now please tell me, guys, if I say yes1 dot name, what will be the output? If I say yes2 dot name, what will be the output? If I say yes3 dot roll number, not roll number, it is Aadhaar card number, what will be the output? And when I say SYSOUT, if I say yes1 dot country, what will be the output? You please tell me, guys. You can unmute yourself or just give answer like this. Okay, say name Vishal, okay, or Rajni, comma, uh, hello, okay, comma, hi, comma, 0. If you give answer like this is more than enough. You can do like this also, or else you can unmute yourself. Just line number 11 to 14. Tell me, guys, on whatever we discussed so far, on that basis, please answer. Yeah,
One dot name displays null.
I can barely hear you. Just a minute, okay? Just a minute. Maybe something problem from my side. Yeah, Rajini, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, S1 dot name will be null.
Okay. Okay.
S2 dot name will be Suganya.
Okay.
S3 dot Aadhaar will again be 0.
Okay.
S1 dot country will be India.
Okay. Fine, Rajini. Okay. So this is the output, guys. Okay. This is the output. And Suganya also giving me the output. So this is what you guys were saying. Yeah. Because Rajni, your voice was breaking. I could not, understand everything. Okay, for some reason. But is this the answer you said? Not Sugandhi, Rajni. Yeah, okay, correct. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you guys are able to understand what is static and what is non-static, guys. Okay, and that is all I wanted, guys. Okay, there is nothing more than this about the static and non-static. Okay, so here, even if I say yes2 dot country also, it will give me India. Yes3 dot country also, it will give me India. Okay, so that is all about it, guys. Okay, this is the only thing what I want you to know for today. What is the difference between static and what is the difference between non-static, guys? If there is no doubt, we are done for today, guys. Okay, and we will be meeting tomorrow at the same time. Is there any doubt, anyone? Yeah, Rajni is saying no doubt. Suganya, any doubt? Okay, perfect, guys. Okay, but please do not forget this concept, guys. Okay, and believe me, guys. Okay, even if you attend best of the training, okay, these things they might not be able to tell you. Okay, there are a lot of reasons, because most of the people don't even know. Okay, they know how to access that thing. Many people will answer, but these things. Okay, this is the actual reason behind making something as static and non-static, guys. Okay, that is why they had introduced this concept called as static and non-static in Java. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Okay, thanks a lot for joining, and take care, guys. Bye bye.
Right.
Yeah, bye bye. Bye, guys.